Hello, my dear students. Today, let us learn about the next content, which is in context with the super elevation. Okay, we'll just continue the topic. The maximum super elevation. What should be the maximum super elevation to be provided? In case of a heavily loaded bullock carts and trucks carrying less density material like straws or cotton, the center of gravity of the loaded vehicle will be relatively high, and it will not be safe for such vehicles to move on a road with a high rate of super elevation. Because of the low speed, the centrifugal force will be negligibly small in case of a bullock carts. Hence, to avoid the danger of toppling of such loaded, slow moving vehicle, it is essential to limit the value of maximum allowable super elevation. IRC has fixed the maximum limit of super elevation in plain and rolling terrain and in snow bound area as 7%. On a hill roads not bound by snow as maximum super elevation up to 10%. On urban road stretches, the frequent intersections, it may be necessary to limit the maximum super elevation to 4%. Now let us learn the design of super elevation. See, in examination many times this question is asked, that design of a super elevation. So stepwise we have to do this calculation. Now here all the values are considered in kmph. Don't make a confusion. Either remember kmph or either remember meter per second. So step number 1, the super elevation for 75% of a design speed is calculated neglecting the friction. So as you are considering 75% of a design speed, so ultimately the formula will change. So in spite of v square upon gr, so it is equal to 0.75 v square upon 127 into r. Here we are considering in kmph. Step number 2, if the calculated value of E is less than 7%, because we know that maximum E is equal to 7% or 0.07, the value so obtained is provided. If the value of E as step number 1 exceeds 0.07, then provide maximum super elevation equal to 0.07 and proceed with the next step. Now in step number 3, check the coefficient of friction developed for the maximum value of E. Now in first step number 1, here we are neglecting the friction, and in step number 3 we are considering the friction. So F is equal to V square upon 127 R minus E, but E value is 0.07. If the value of L thus calculated is less than 0.15, why? Because here we are considering lateral friction. So coefficient of lateral friction is equal to 0.15. So if the value of F thus calculated is less than 0.15, the super elevation of 0.07 is safe for the design speed. If not, calculate the restricted speed as shown in next step. Now what is this step number 4? The allowable speed either in kmph or either in meter per second at the curve is calculated by considering the design coefficient of lateral coefficient and maximum super elevation. Means E plus F value you have to consider to its maximum extent, that is E is equal to 0.07 and F equal to 0.15, and directly put the values. Now if the allowable speed as calculated above is higher than the design speed, then the design is adequate and provide a super elevation of E equal to 0.07. If the allowable speed is less than the design speed, the speed is limited to the allowed speed of VA kmph calculated above, and appropriate warning signs and speed limit regulation signs are installed to restrict and regulate the speed. These are the very important design steps, and from this we have to find out we can, if we substitute this maximum value of E plus F is equal to 0.07 plus 0.15 is equal to V square upon GR, we will get one equation in terms of speed, that is V is equal to under root of 0.22 into G into R. This equation will help us to facilitate the maximum design speed, and accordingly we can proceed for the next calculations. Okay. So depending upon this we have several numerical also, okay, which we have to solve it. Okay, so probably in next class we'll try to solve some numericals. Before that we will study how to attain this super elevation. This attainment of super elevation is divided into two parts, that is elimination of crown of the cambered section and rotation of pavement to attain full super illumination. Full super elevation. So now let us learn each in detail. Elimination of crown of the cambered section means what you have to do. You have to shift the crown keeping one edge constant. What you are doing? See the figure. Here again there are two methods. Elimination of crown. What you want to do? You want to eliminate the crown. Whatever is the raised portion, you want to eliminate that. So first method is outer edge is rotated about the crown. Here what you have to do? You have to keep the center as it is, and whatever is the outer portion, outer edge of a road, you have to raise it with respect to the crown. But there are also some disadvantage. If we will do this, then the small length of the road, that is cross slope, will be less than the camber, and drainage problem in the outer area may persist. Now this is one method. Remember carefully, outer edge I am raising it. See the lines, red lines are indicating that outer edge is being raised up. Second method is crown is shifted. Second method, what I am doing? I am keeping the edge constant and I am moving the crown. Now I am shifting the crown towards the edge. Due to this, again what will happen? There may be the negation, right? So disadvantage is large negative super elevation on the outer half may be formed, and drivers have the tendency usually to run the vehicle along the shifted crown, right? So usually they will try to negotiate the crown. Hence this method is generally not preferred on the roads. Now second method was the rotation of pavement to attain full super elevation. Here entire pavement is rotated, either with respect to center or either it is shifted towards or rotated towards the edge and or shifted towards the center. So first one is rotating about the center. Here what you are doing? You are rotating it about the center, means depreciating the inner edge and raising the outer edge, each by half the amount of super elevation. Whatever super elevation you will get, you will have to divide it on the either side. Here the earthwork is balanced and vertical profile of a center cross slope remains unchanged, but in this the drainage problem will be more because underground water table may rise, and which will lead to development of a potholes. And this is the second method in which the rotation about the inner edge is done, that is raising both the center as well as the outer edge, in which the outer edge is raised by a total amount of super elevation. See the figures. In last year's in semester exam, attainment of super elevation was asked, and it was essential for all of you to draw at least the figures showing the, if the figures were correct still, then the students have got full marks. So these four figures plays a very important role, that is outer edge rotated about the crown, shifting of the crown, then rotation of the pavement from the center, and rotation about the inner edge. Okay, so this, by these four methods we can attain the super elevation. Now depending upon this we have various numericals. Okay, so we'll try to solve these numericals in next class. We'll stop here and continue in next class. Thank you.